Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avinash, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, not only Toastmasters of Readers and Debaters Toastmasters Club, but also the guest Toastmasters from other club and also our participants of the debate, Toastmasters from Let's Debate Toastmasters Club. So before joining the meeting, I did a quick check on the dashboards that Toastmaster provides. And as a fun fact, our Readers and Debaters Toastmasters Club was started in the month of March 2021. And interestingly, Let's Debate Toastmasters were also charted in the month of March 2021 as per in the dashboard. So that's something that we both share, and together today we are in this platform to have this healthy handshake between two teams, between two clubs, not to compete per se, but to share our best practices, our views, our thoughts, our ideas, and in the end, the winner is only going to be one, that is the Toastmasters community, not one team or the other team, but all the members, all the guests, all the participants present in this meeting. One more fun fact. So, Readers and Debaters Toastmasters Club, based out in Mumbai and my current hometown. And Let's Debate Toastmasters Club, as I had gone through the dashboard, it's based in Kerala. So that's my native place. So I cannot waver in either of these sides. I'm in the middle, and I'm sure both the teams are going to be so strong, and we are going to have a great debate. So let's formally welcome the three debate participants who will be representing Let's Debate Toastmasters Club. The first Toastmaster is Distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana. Second is Toastmaster Fez, and third is Toastmaster Daryl. And coincidentally, they are in the proposing team. So before I share the motion of the house today, let's welcome three of them and let's put them on spotlight. Okay, so there's a small correction. It's mentioned that Let's Debate Toastmaster is based out in Mangalore. All right, my apologies. Maybe the website of Let's Debate Toastmaster had mentioned it's in Trivandrum, Kerala. All right, Mangalore. I love Kerala. I love Mangalore as well. It's all in the South Indian part of our country. And yes, so let's move ahead with the opposing team. Today we have opposing team from Readers and Debaters Toastmasters Club, and the first team member is Toastmaster Shripad, second member is Toastmaster Meghna, and third is Toastmaster Janvi. Let's put them on spotlight and give a warm round of applause to them as well. And now comes the motion on which both of the teams are going to debate, and that is money is a major source of motivation in the workplace. Is it or is it not? We all have one perspective in our mind. We also have that other opposing perspective in our mind. But let us see what these two teams have in their mind to put forward in the debate. They will be fighting in this debate match to two segments. There are two parts in this debate match. Just a quick recap of the format. Part A would be divided into 4 rounds per se. The first round would be the opening remarks, where one from each team would be coming and setting the context, putting out their argument, starting out their debate like a warm-up round. They will be placing their arguments. The second round is into two parts, 2A, 2B. It's like the supporting materials, their logic, their statements, their facts and figures. How are they going to tackle the problem that is there today? And that is going to be the 2A second round. The third round, 2B, it's again going to be the same supporting round, but by a separate speaker. And the third and the fourth and the last round is going to be conclusions, the final round, where both the teams, members from both the teams would come and summarize their stance. And then we have part 2, where we'll be having rebuttals or question and answers. Question and answer round, where both the team would get opportunity for answering the questions pitched by the audience. And if time permits, we'll also have cross questioning. And let's see if we are able to cover cross questioning as well, because that is going to be a fun part. So the timings and the format has already been shared with the debaters of both the teams, and the timer is also aware of the timing aspects. A debater would get specific amount of time, after which there will be only 30 seconds of grace, and then the debater would be muted and the second speaker would be invited. So as I mentioned, the opposing team is from the club proposing team is from the club Let's Debate Toastmasters Club and consists of distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana, Toastmaster Faiz and Toastmaster Daryl. And the motion would be opposed by Toastmaster Shripal, Toastmaster Meghna and Toastmaster Janvi. So audience, members, guests, are you ready for this fun-filled and power-packed debate? Give me a hands up if you are. Excellent. I think debaters are not excited about this because I think they're nervous and okay, when is my turn going to come? Is my script ready? Is my facts and figures ready over here? All right, okay, no worries. Smile before we go ahead. I want all the debaters to smile and raise both of their hands. And Zoom Master, kindly put only 6 of the debaters plus the debate host on spotlight, please. Meanwhile, that happens. Meanwhile, the spotlight is being done. Let's invite one from each team just to set up the tone and just to begin with a fun note. Maybe Toastmaster Daryl from Let's Debate Toastmaster. Can you please unmute? Yeah, hi Toastmaster Daryl. So how is the experience of having the strategy and discussion from your teammates and then now coming and representing your club in other club? How are you feeling today?
I think I'm filled with so much of energy that I'm going to explode, so I better not speak too much. It was really nice, discussing, and I'm really happy to be here with all of you.
Great, thank you. And it's our pleasure to have Toastmasters from your club. Also, the audience, we can see people from your club are joining. And now let's move on to the other team, Toastmaster Janvi. Let us know about your discussion and strategy that for the past 2 to 3 days you were doing. Are you prepared? Is the team prepared now?
Yes, we are prepared and we are excited, nervous, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Very good, very good. It's good to have a mix of all these feelings before we start the actual competition. And just a quick reminder, as we work and we operate in the framework of Toastmasters, always keep in mind the 4 values that we work with: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. Please follow these. Please don't get overbound and get in the attacking mode and all. We are healthy debaters and let us have a good time, not to win, but to learn a lot of things. I'll again repeat the motion. Money is a major source of motivation in the workplace. That is the motion in the house. And with that, we have the first team, that is the proposing team. And the first speaker from proposing team is Toastmaster Sulochana. Can you please unmute?
Yes.
Distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana. Yes, your audio is fine. I think video is also good. Can you please have the timer start?
Timers?
Yeah, timer start. I'm just asking the timer. Can you see the timer start now?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, the color is 3 minutes, right? Sorry?
Yes, I can. I can see it.
You have 3 minutes for the opening remark with 30 seconds grace.
Okay.
And your time starts now. Over to you.
Money isn't everything, but it ranks right up there with oxygen, says Rita Davenport. Fellow debaters and guests, first things first. As my team and I propose the motion, money is a major source of motivation in the workplace, we clarify that money is an earning, the value of which is measured in rupees. By major source, we mean money is a major source, whereas others play a minor role. By workplace, we mean a place where a member works for the benefit of himself, his family, and society at large. Coming to today's motion, at workplace, money could be anything earned for service rendered to keep one in good stead, as in cash payment, transfer of credit to one's bank account, payment in kind for service rendered as such in RICE, in Manrega program of the Union government. Money is important because of the goods and services it can purchase. This is the economic value of money. The housing expenses, food, and transportation require that you make money. Therefore, it is the primary driver. Money has a social value. As a social medium of exchange, it means status or power. Money becomes the default motivator because it is measurable, tangible, and fungible, and trouble strikes only when the prospect of lot of money becomes the primary goal. Studies show that stress decreases with income and money earned. Money motivates people, and extra money motivates people to work extra. Employees compete to raise productivity or standards. It is not always possible to promote people, so money is a simple way to reward workers. Money is acceptable to all workers. Some may not appreciate the gifts given to them, which may be insulting sometimes. Money is better at attracting and retaining people. It is important that you must gain control over your money, or lack of it will forever control you. And money speaks only one language, that is, if you save me today, I will save you tomorrow. Money is like the sixth sense. You cannot make use of the other five without it, says William Somerset Maugham. Anyone who lives within the means suffers from a lack of imagination, says our famous writer Oscar Wilde. The trigger point is a woman's work at her workplace called home is still not counted in our GDP. It's high time to value it in terms of money and get it counted in the national GDP. Cutting the chase, my team and I reaffirm the motion that money is the major source of motivation at the workplace. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana. Let's have a round of applause for the debater who has participated from the proposing team, and what a style of speaking. So I could note on so many similes and metaphors. You went to the basic fundamental. Very good, Toastmaster Sulochana. And let's have the next debater from the team, opposing team, and that is Toastmaster Shripad, who would be speaking on why money is not a major motivation. Over to you, Toastmaster Shripad.
Thank you, debate host Ashwin. Hi, good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. I am Shripad. Sure, money is a vital part of our life, and we have to work. We have to earn our money by working hard day and night. But from the point of view of an organization, you can use money to attract or even retain employees, but you cannot use it to buy your employees' passion, the pride they feel in their work or their purpose. Do you really think that organization can just buy their way to their employees' performance? Do you really think that we as employees, or more importantly, as human beings, are so shallow and superficial that some man-made concept is going to motivate us? Do you really think the most important motivating factor to employees is a higher paycheck? Well, I don't want to rain anyone's parade, but there are three other important aspects that are more important than money. First, the first one is the praise from your boss or manager. It's actually the number one motivator. Everyone likes a compliment, and as it turns out, praise at work can be the motivating factor that pushes an employee to work at their best. As a leadership expert Victor Lipman said, and I quote, the one thing we struck with persistence was as how much employee recognition was an important issue. When it comes to recognition, employee just can't get enough. The second factor is self-satisfaction. The way we feel about our work and whether we are satisfied with our work plays a lot more influence over us than even our salary. The way we feel about our work, self-satisfaction is not just loving our job. It's the feeling of we are contributing to something bigger. We are contributing to something bigger than our just work, something bigger purpose. Is the feeling of your talents being utilized to the highest potential. It's the feeling of being valued as a team member. That self-satisfaction is priceless. And the third and the last but not the least factor is achieving the recognition. Those who set high standard for themselves, or those who chase excellence, set standards that are way higher than any manager or client or even customers would do. So, show them the money, but while you are at it, also recognize employee recognition and opportunities to excel while you are at it. Thank you very much. Over to you, debate host.
Super. And pretty pertinent point with examples and explanation of those examples. Very well put. Thank you, Toastmaster Shripad. And I was observing, I was seeing the opposing and the proposing team taking notes and like thinking about those points, how they could counter. And that is a sign of active listening, which the format of debate promotes. And now let's move on to the next round. I have the music over here. And the next round is about the supporting materials, facts, figures, logic, and adding materials to strengthen their argument. And in this round, we'll be having two people going, first from proposing, then opposing, then again proposing and opposing. And it is this round where the points that they're noted would be put into use. And now we'll be having Toastmaster Faiz coming from the proposing team. Can you please unmute?
Yeah.
All right. Ready, right?
Yes.
Over to you. Let's begin.
They say when money talks, nobody checks the grammar. Good evening, moderator, respected judges, and the members of the House. My team and I stand for the motion, money is a major source of motivation in the workplace. And I shall join my opening speaker to provide strong and valid arguments to prove the motion. A research was conducted by an industrial psychologist, Edwin Locke, PhD, at the R.H. Smith School of Business at the University of Maryland. The research found the following results. Average improvement in the performance from money in the workplace was 30%. And the improvements of performance from goal setting was just 16%. Also from job redesign was just 17%. The research by Locke clearly proves that money is a major motivation at the workplace. Defense Minister A.K. Antony, in a report to Parliament Upper House, disclosed that 637 scientists have resigned from the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, during the period of 2007 to 2011. And the better incentives and increments and compensation was the reason the scientists resigned from DRDO. Not only that, in the year 2012, Kingfisher Airlines pilots refused to attend the work due to non-payment of salaries by the airline management for few months. Every employee working in the company is concerned about regular payment of salaries by the management, and it is a fact that regular payment of salaries shows a positive impact on motivation of employees. Hence, there is a direct linkage between compensation and the motivation of employees. A survey conducted by American Compensation Association and the American Productivity Center found that employees rated very positive impact on performance in 89% of the companies which use specific techniques such as profit sharing, individual incentives, and lump sum bonuses. In a national survey of 2,500 employees, 84% of those who believe that the company will share its success, 91% say that they are motivated to help the company succeed. I, along with my opening speaker, have given sufficiently enough arguments to prove the motion. On the same note, me and my team and I fervently support the motion that money is a major source of motivation in the workplace. Over to the moderator.
And let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Faiz. And that was some power. Now I'm feeling the heat, the power is getting high. And to counter that, we have Toastmaster Meghna from the opposing team. Can you please unmute and just quickly have a check?
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, good. Over to you, Toastmaster Meghna.
So, money can never be a major motivator, but emotional sources are. So, what are emotional sources? Emotional sources of motivation are more powerful and they're best conveyed informally in an organization through the respect of peers, the admiration of subordinates, the approval of one's personal network and community, and the like. Money appears to be a default motivator to us because it is measurable, tangible, and fungible. But trouble strikes when the prospect of a lot of money becomes the primary goal, and that usually feeds a very self-serving emotion and greed. So what works better than money? Well, it depends on the kind of motivation you're looking after. But a study which was conducted by the University of Chicago suggests that money may be better at attracting and retaining people than at influencing their behavior. Those of us who subscribe to the writings of the authority on motivation, like Frederick Herzberg, who died in 2000, by the way, believe that the most effective way to motivate work behavior is by focusing on how people feel about their work itself. Recent studies that was conducted by David Rock, an executive coach, and Jeffrey Schwartz, a neuroscientist, have identified several motivators that influence behavior more effectively than money. For one, people want to elevate their status. Organizations often assume that the only way to raise an employee's status is by promotion, but status can be enhanced in many less costly ways. The perception of status increases significantly when people are given credible informal praise for daily tasks rather than waiting for annual results. Demonstrating appreciation, developing team members, and ensuring employees are clear about their roles and responsibilities improves productivity, morale, and engagement. So why aren't we spending more and more time and money doing that? Because sometimes it's just easier to give a $25,000, 25,000 rupees gift card to people. Well, that's not true. And organizations must take note of that. Creating a motivational climate takes time, effort, and energy, and it has to be deliberate effort in order to do so. Another important point being that money can't buy engagement. It is estimated that only 13% of employees worldwide are engaged at work. Employee engagement comes from feeling valued and appreciated, knowing your opinion matters, and being clear on what contribution you make to the overall success of the organization. Lastly, I would just like to point that you can't inherently motivate people. All you can do is provide an environment when you can tap into an already motivated person. It is praise, recognition, serving a greater purpose, becoming a subject matter expert of something entirely different. It's totally dependent on the person, but that's what you need to tap into. And that's all from my side.
And again, let's have a huge round of applause. Money, 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 lots of money. And I was thinking, what is it that motivates me? And audience, you have to take a step back and think, is it money or is it not money? But at the same time, don't get too much flown away by these thoughts, because also think about the points that these debaters are putting. It's not about our affinity based on which we'll vote. It's not about our own individual perspective based on which we'll vote. It's upon these points mentioned by these debaters on which you will be voting for the best debater. And with that, let's move on to the second part of the supporting material of strengthening the argument round, in which either of the first two speakers can go and take this round. So from proposing team, whom do you want to send for the part 2 of the strengthening the argument round? Either, I think polls are after the third round, right? Based on the format that we have, polls would be a little later. So now who would like to go from the proposing team? Okay, distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana. All right, please unmute. Ready?
1 minute, yes.
Sure, over to you.
My worthy opponent said there are only 3 aspects to prove that money is not the motivator. He gave the points like appreciation from the boss and self-satisfaction at the workplace and setting standards. And our second supporter speaker said, money is not important. It's just a mere man-made kind of motivation. What is required more is providing a favorable environment, that is a motivational climate. So I would say to know the world and, to know the world and know it more better, that is where our journey begins. I think our worthy speaker opponents should know the things better in terms of the importance of money. Because you may say, to say, I don't care for money, you should have a lot of money to say that, first of all. And it is said 99% of our problems can be solved by money. And for the other, that is 1%, that is the alcohol. I'm just quoting Quentin B. Rolfilji. And our worthy opponents have given the examples of experiments in the area of neuroscientists and another research in Chicago, but the year was not mentioned. I wonder from where and which part of the time of history such researches were done, because I don't think such theories are applicable to the modern times, that also in the new millennium where we stand in the 21st century. And George Bernard Shaw has said, lack of money is the root of all evils. So it's where the roots of, you can know where the root of evils begin. So you should know the importance of money. So we cannot say money is something like a superficial man-made concept. We need to understand the importance of money. So you should have control over your money. And if you cannot control money, then money will start controlling you. So it's high time we gave up the idea that money is man-made and it's not so important. And it's not by our worthy opponents, by just falsification of the ideas, trying to prove against what we have said, have tried to bring out the argument, which is not perfect. So I and my team stand by the motion that money is the major source of motivation at the workplace. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again, distinguished Toastmaster Sulochana. Apologies from our side. There was some issue in the timer card, but I feel that you were well within the 2.5 minute mark. And to counter that, we have someone from the opposing team. Who would you like to nominate opposing team? Is it Toastmaster Shripad or Toastmaster May? Okay, Toastmaster. All right. Okay, over to you. Timer, are you ready? Just 1 minute, Toastmaster Shripad. Timer,
yes,
can you?
Yes.
Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Shripad.
Okay. First of all, as my worthy opponent questioned us about questioned the validity of our point by the absence of the year we mentioned of our research, let me add it to you. The research done by Jeffrey Schwartz he is a neuroscientist who mentioned this research in his paper published in 2011 in Chicago University. So my worthy opponent can note that. Thank you. And we human beings, we are a complex creature. Okay, our brain is not that simple. We are not fundamentally wired to be motivated with just one superficial factor. There are many factors at play. Money, sure, bonuses can boost employee morale for short term, but it cannot be a long term motivation. Okay, you can many organizations just use employee share option scheme just to retain employees for their period, but it does not guarantee employee engagement. As a matter of fact, as published in Journal of Vocational Behavior, despite this popular theorizing, results suggest that pay level is only marginally related to satisfaction. Gallup also published that there are no significant differences in employee engagement. We are talking here we are talking about engagement here by income layer. Bonuses did increase employee performance, but for short term, but they have had and never have any long term motivation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shripad. And with this, we come to the final round, which is the conclusion, which is summarizing and finally putting your argument and letting the audience decide what exactly is it based on the polls. After this round, we'll be having the audience poll. But now we have two warriors, each one from each team, going and summarizing all the points, which were like a lot of efforts were put into research, into structuring, into strategizing, and it is upon these two warriors to now summarize and put forth. And from proposing team, we have Daryl coming up. Daryl, are you ready? Can you please unmute?
Yes.
All right, Daryl, all the best. All right, and timer ready, right? A timer, we can see the timer screen. Over to you, Toastmaster Daryl.
It's not that people who make money become successful, but that successful people attract money. Dear members of the House, a very good evening. My team and I are here to propose the motion. Money is a major source of motivation at the workplace, and I will summarize why. By clearly defining money, major motivation, and workplace, and how they hold a crucial role in the motion statement, our opening speaker made it clear that money motivates people by a huge margin. It raises productivity and reduces stress. While promotion will not be possible every time, a monetary reward definitely goes a long way in motivating employees. By citing examples of the daily uses of this medium of exchange, money serves as the primary driver and the major motivator for all employees at the workplace. Our research speaker powerfully brought out through research by psychologist Dr. Edwin of the University of Maryland that the average improvement in performance from money was 30% compared to only 16 or 17 from goal setting and job redesign. By suggesting prominent and suitable examples of the report by former defense minister regarding employees of DRDO in 2011 and Kingfisher Airlines in 2012, who refused to work due to lack of salaries, incentives, and increments, our team has established ground that the underlying reason is money, money, and money. In the rebuttal round, our team negated every baseless remark of the opposition. Appreciation, recognition, and a suitable climate are not enough to motivate people like what money does. This is applicable only for people who have a lot of money, and that is a microscopic quantity. Research data provided by our learned opponents did not mention any time period, and therefore they could be of some ancient history, therefore baseless. For all the above reasons, our team believes that money is the dominant motivator. And so, members of the House, my team and I appeal to you to accept the motion. Money is a major source of motivation at the workplace.
And Daryl from the proposing team. All right, and now, sorry. All right, now we have Toastmaster Janvi from the opposing team to summarize all the points and appeal to the audience. Over to you, Toastmaster Janvi.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible clearly? Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, debate host, and thank you, the proposing team, for all their points. Let me first ask by a question. Which one is easier for you to recall? Your exact bank balance or the last time someone appreciated you at the workplace? Like, obviously, the answer would be the later one. And let me first start by the contradictory quotes that the proposing team has mentioned. The first one being the money would solve 99% of the problems, and the contradictory quote being money is the root cause of all the evils. Well, let me provide the solution to that. Well, like, why exactly money is the root cause of all the evils? Because however money you earn, if you aren't able to cherish it, if you aren't able to enjoy the process through which you are earning that money, there is no point of earning that money. And that is what the stance has been from the opposing team. Again, the contradictory quote from the proposing team that money doesn't make people successful, it's that successful people attract money. And how does exactly one become successful? It's through the appreciation, it's through the work culture that is being provided by the organization to that person. It is that nourishment, it is that motivation to grow at the organization. It's a time for that person to be innovative, to be creative. If, let's just say, I'm running behind the reward, that is money in this case, then I would not be concerned about how exactly I'm doing the work. It would be the primary motivation would be just to get the work done. And besides the first argument that was presented in the first piece, that is I'm earning the money because I want to have the benefits for myself, for my family, and society as a whole. But how exactly would you be cherishing those benefits if you do not have the correct work culture. Let's just say you are at a very toxic place, you are not able to enjoy anything at all. So how exactly are you going to cherish those benefits is the question. So it would essentially be, you would be getting a paycheck, but that is of no use at all. And secondly, the benefit of society as a whole, or the societal status. So let me ask you, we all appreciate the artists and the people who work in defense, and we really admire them. It's not because they are earning the money, it's because the value that they are adding to the society. And we can do the same by providing a better solution, which is not limited to money. So thank you, everyone, and over to you, the debate host.
Thank you. Let's have a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Janvi and the opposing. That was a power-packed debate, and both the teams had enough material, enough points, and enough sharp words to influence, to strengthen their stance. And now let us see what the audience thinks. Before we launch the poll, again a quick reminder, it's not based on whom you like or whom you are biased towards, it's upon how they performed today. How they performed in terms of debate, content, delivery, the research, and the overall presentation. And now let's launch the debate and some music, which keep on running till the voting is done. Please vote for the best team.
We have 15 votes so far. Request all the members and guests to please vote.
Everyone to vote. Even the debate participants can vote because it must be negated 3-3. And and if you follow the right values, yes, definitely, which you should vote for the best team that you feel has done a good job today. And in around 5 seconds, we'll just stop the poll as well. All right. Sergeant Arms, can you please stop the poll?
Done.
All right. All right, so that's an indication that we are reaching the end of the allotted time, due to which we won't be able to have cross questioning or maybe rebuttals again in the question answer format. But what we'll be having is one quick question from the audience for each team. So let's have one question from audience. Can anyone raise your hand and present a question for the proposing team, which would be against their stance? So either you can raise your hand through Zoom, or you can post, type the question and post in the chat box. Sergeant Arms, can you please help me if someone has raised their hand? Any question to the proposing team?
Yes, Toastmaster Nidhi has a question.
All right, and Toastmaster Nidhi, can you please unmute and ask the question?
Okay, this question is to the proposing team. While I really love the arguments that they have posed forward, I just want to ask one question. If somebody were to give you even 1 crore of rupees as your CTC and told you that your only job is to come and take 100 dips every day, would you do that?
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Nidhi. A slightly tricky and hypothetical question, but thought-provoking. And let us see who from the proposing team would like to answer. You have 90 seconds, that is 1.5 minutes to answer.
I would like to answer. DTM Sulochana.
I think two people have raised their hand. Maybe internally you can coordinate. Maybe Sulochana or Tess, who wants to go?
Who wants to? Daryl can go ahead.
I think Faiz and Sulochana had raised their hands.
Yeah, okay. So what is important is, if someone comes and gives you lots of money and asks you to take just by, I don't know what she said, some exercises and go, that can be done if you have a lot of money at home. And if you have no money at home also, this is important, because without money, you cannot do anything. Supposing you say job satisfaction is important, your boss's appreciation is important. I can ask you one question. Can you pay your fees with your boss's appreciation or with your job satisfaction? It's with money you can do something. So without money, you cannot do anything. So if somebody pays for just doing some activity, I'm sure you can go ahead, because you should be a lucky person, because nobody will give you money like that for nothing. So I would take it, because after doing that, I would go and do something else productive at home. So wherever I have chances of earning some money in some way, if it is not a black money or some immoral act, I would go ahead and accept that money to make a living for my family. That is how I would like to answer it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sulochana. And just to clarify, the question was, after getting a crore or something, would you take whip, beatings, whip, etc.? So that was the question being asked. But thank you for taking it impromptu and based on your understanding, replying to the question. And now we'll have one question for the opposing team. Can we have the raise hands through Zoom raise hand feature? All question in the chat box. Sergeant Arms, can you please help me with who is ready with the question? For the opposing team, which would be like against their stance. Anyone from the audience? Let's check for around 10 seconds more. If no, then we'll have a question from the proposing team itself.
No, we do not have anyone.
No, okay, all right. So proposing team, would you like to place a question for the opposing team?
Without a doubt, yes.
All right, Daryl, go ahead.
Thank you. So to the opposing team, if achievement and recognition helps to motivate, then two questions. First, will money fall from the trees to pay for that recognition? And two, 5 years and the same salary, will you continue to work with just, well done, thank you for doing your job?
Thank you for the question, Toastmaster Daryl. Who would like to take it? Toastmaster Shripad? Okay, all right, go ahead.
Thank you very much, debate host. Well, I would like to point out to Daryl that first of all, the subject of the debate is not whether you will accept money for your job, is whether the money is major motivator for an employee. Of course, I need money for my survival. I will not work for free. But will it actually evoke the emotional response in my brain? The way that sense of purpose, the sense of moral duty, the sense of pride that we feel on work realize. So I think opposing team is kind of drifting from the subject. They are comparing like either you work for free or you work for a lot of money. I think we should be focusing on what is more motivating and what strikes to our heart more, whether money or whether our other emotional fundamental instinct that is embedded in our DNA. Money is not embedded in our DNA. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shripad. Let's have a huge round of applause for both the Toastmasters, Toastmaster Sulochana and Toastmaster Shripad, who answered the question. And with that, we are in the end of the second round as well. Unfortunately, actually, we won't be able to take more questions from each other, but I would have loved to listen to each and every question, be it hypothetical, be it practical, or be it whatever, and the answers that they give, because that is when the actual impromptu things comes out. That is when the script or research doesn't come. That is where the actual thinking, thought process, and the critical thinking part is invoked. All right, now again, with this one question and answer, let's have the second and the final poll as well. Do consider the critical thinking aspect, the presentation aspect, and their logic. And with that, I request Sergeant Arm to launch the polling, and we have the music for the poll as well. Requesting everyone to please vote, and we'll be transitioning into the next segment.
14 votes so far.
Sorry, how many?
14 votes so far. Can we request others to please
vote? All right. Thank you so much all the 6 debate participants. It was my pleasure to host this debate, and it was fantastic to listen to each one of you.